Hello everyone, this is Crystal Putoff here. I am taking the wax off of my windmill egg that I'm going to turn into an ornament, and I'm almost done with it. The last video I had done the white and the light blue. I dyed it in green, a light green color, and I filled in oops, a bit of a glare. Well, you can see where I filled in the green. And then I dyed it black, and I'm taking the wax off. One of the things I always tell my students when you're taking the wax off, make sure you are using a clean part of the tissue and use as much tissue as you want. I use tissue, Kleenex, without the aloe on it. That will make all your colors smear. But you want to use a clean part because you're getting your egg hot, and if you take that hot egg and rub it on where you have wax, you're just going to be rubbing wax all over. So, okay, so, whoops, one more spot there. Just about got this done. All right. Now, I will actually clean this up a little further before I actually add the attachment to it, but I'm going to reposition the camera. Just one second. Okay, I'm back. So here's my egg. I do need to, I like to touch it up with a little Goo Gone just to make sure I got all the wax off of it. But I'm going to make this into an ornament, and I'm going to make it into an ornament using this. So some people might say it's hanging upside down because the pointy end is at the bottom, but with this pattern it really doesn't matter, and it kind of looks like a teardrop falling too. I do like that. So one thing you can do, you can drill a hole in this end, you can put yarn through it or some kind of string, make a tassel. You could make it hang from either direction, then make a loop at one end, you know, with a knot kind of looped around, and then make a tassel at the other end. That would work. I'm not going to do that. I would do that after you varnish it because it might be hard to varnish it, especially if you use the thing where you put the stick through it. It's going to be hard to varnish that if there's a hole in both ends. The other thing you can use is you can use these little findings. So here's a bunch of these that I got from different places. Some of these I got from Ukrainian gift shop. Some I got from Ukrainian accessories, and some I got from Pysanky, USA. I don't know who has what still because things change, but they're kind of closer. I know Ukrainian gift shop still sells these gold ones, but there's a silver, there's a rose gold, different colors. These are mainly for chicken eggs, but you can also make a finding for the top. This is a piece of a jewelry finding, and I put this through here, and I actually glued that into place. You can't really see it, but I glued this into the end so it would stay, and then I made a loop. I have these in here. These are kind of bigger, so these I'll be using for goose eggs. But I look for findings that have they're kind of big, but they're not real big because you want it to be able to glue to the egg. Like that would work on a chicken egg, but it would also work on a goose egg. You do have to be careful that your wire that you're putting through won't go through that hole. Like now, like this one, that one works. But something like this, and these wires come in different sizes from the jewelry section, you know, that's not going to work. So you're going to need a bead or something on there to keep it in place, or you can use these that have this little loop at the end, that might work, but you got to test it, got to really pull on it. If you use the loop, you got to make sure that it doesn't stick down far enough that it interferes with when you put it on the egg. So you do have to kind of play around with it and find out what works best. If you're going to make the loop, then here's what I do. This one I tested, and even though it sticks down a little bit, it's going to fit perfectly over this hole here. It fits in there. So I have this plier here. That's not it. I have this. I bought this from a company called Beataholic, but you can also get them from Michael's, and I've seen them at Hobby Lobby too. So it's got like this curved part in here. I don't know if you can see that. So you pinch it and you turn it and you pinch it and turn it, and it makes a loop. Now there's a video with Beataholic, and they make it look real easy. I'm still trying to perfect this. Then I cut off the excess, and then I use my other pliers to kind of move this into place. Now when I get ready to, I get this all ready, then when I go to glue it on the egg, I use either a glue called E6000 or I use tacky glue. I've used tacky glue a lot. It looks like this. It comes out white, but it dries clear. Or you can use E6000, which I don't have sitting here, but I squeeze out a little bit of that and put it on with a toothpick. What did I do with my finding? Okay, well, oh, there it is. Okay. If you're going to put a ribbon on it, especially with these, where they may have a ribbon on it, put the ribbon on it before you glue it on. It's just a lot easier. And then I set it in an egg carton. I'll glue it on there, and then I will let it sit for, I mean, at least an hour, ideally overnight. And then you can, with these metal ones, you can just add a hanger onto it. But play around with it. Be creative. There's all different ways. You could get beads and make hangers out of those too, with wire or with thread or yarn. You just want to make sure it's glued on tight, and use a good glue, and make sure you've let it dry thoroughly. So I hope that helps, and that you'll be able to make a lot of really cool ornaments with your Pysanky. Thanks for watching.